funds that will be provided by Nigeria Mortgage Refinancing Company is going to be market-driven.
And we raised 26 billion naira.
And urge you to build a certain number of houses which will be agreed.
Actually, it's a loan from the Federal Mortgage Bank.
I'm happy now that I'm staying in my own apartment.
This is a reality. This is happening.
Mortgage is a loan agreement involving someone borrowing money from a money lending organization such as a bank or a savings and loans association. This gives the organization the right to demand for collateral to serve as security in the event the loan is not repaid within a specified period. In many developed countries, the mortgage system is a way of life, as most residents take advantage of it to own their own home. Nigerians of working age contribute into a pool from which they can obtain a mortgage loan. Though the concept is not new, most Nigerians have not come to terms with it, nor have they explored the enormous benefits inherent in it. The trend is, however, changing. Increased collaboration between the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, and stakeholders such as primary mortgage banks and real estate developers now makes it possible for more Nigerians to access mortgage loans. This has also led to an increase in the number of houses being built for Nigerians.
We have a very good understanding with the Federal Mortgage Bank. I do know they have tight rules and regulations which you must follow. Having gone through those and subject to availability of funds, they've always made funds available to us, both in the what is described as Estate Development Loan, the EDL, and the National Housing Fund loan. Yes, they've done well in view of what the funds available to them at the time.
They have given us about 1.8 billion, which would translate to more than about 390 houses or so. So that is why I'm telling you, even the issue of housing is like a non-start. Look at 1.8 can only give about 300 and something houses. So it involves a lot of money in this direction. So that is the synergy that we are having with the Federal Mortgage Bank in terms of, and we are even going back because we are almost through with this one. We are going back for another loan for some houses for other organizations in the government.
A house that is selling at 12 million, for example, that it means that the off-taker will need to pay only 3% of that value. And then the Federal Mortgage Bank will pay the balance for the customer through the primary mortgage institution. Inadvertently, the Federal Mortgage Bank. And that customer is not paying back the balance to the Federal Mortgage Bank immediately. But Federal Mortgage Bank is going to pay the money once, and then the customer or the off-taker is going to do the repayment over a period of time.
Currently, we have a loan facility with Federal Mortgage Bank that is financing. We are building as many as about 326,000 units, particularly targeting NHF and contributors. They are 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom flats, all within the affordability bracket.
More housing estates are springing up all over the country under the National Housing Fund scheme. It owes its success to the FMBN.
We have provided houses to more than 650 Nigerian workers. We have the Cooperative City Garden Estates along the airport road in Piakasa, and that one alone has more than 650 units already built. And then also, we are also building a 1,000 unit in Duse in Jigawa State.
mortgage will issue an estate developer's loan to a developer and urge you to build certain number of houses which will be agreed. After building the houses, all you just need to do as a civil servant is to apply for a house through that developer. And the developer, once he gave you the offer letter, then you take it to a PMB, primary mortgage bank, or primary mortgage institutions. You are expected to pay a token amount of 20, 10, or 30% of the cost of that house.
It is a story of the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria meeting its mandate of providing housing at affordable rates for Nigerians. A case in point was the sale of federal government houses in Abuja in 2007.
Most of the houses that have been sold by institutions like ASO, the sale of federal government houses in 2006, 2007, all of them were funded by Federal Mortgage Bank. So you will see that most civil servants are living in those houses, but they don't know that it is Federal Mortgage Bank that has funded because they came through ASO, they filled ASO form, ASO submitted, we gave them the money. That applies to all other primary mortgage institutions that have existing in that time. So 98 to 99% of the businesses that have been done by the PMIs that do business with us here in Nigeria are being funded by Federal Mortgage Bank.
When the federal government sold houses to Nigerians in Abuja, and people were going to banks to look for money, government gave us a mandate to provide finance for those people. And we were able to raise bonds in the market, that's borrow from the marketplace or the capital market. And we raised 26 billion naira in 2007. And we distributed this money to ASO, to UBA, Intercontinental Bank, Union Homes, Abbey Building Society, and some other ones like that.
Despite the strides by the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria in collaboration with stakeholders in meeting the housing demand of Nigerian workers, the successes so far recorded is a far cry from the prevailing situation in the country.
As at today, we have about 4 million contributors to the scheme. And the total number of houses that we have delivered through mortgages or estate development loans are less than 100,000. So you will realize that people have been saying they have been applying and they are not getting the mortgages. If you take 2.5% of your salary, it will take you more than your working life for you to be able to pay for a house. So that is why the quantum of money, the basket of money that we have here in this institution is not enough to go around the 4 million contributors to the scheme.
Scarcity of funds to finance mortgage loans has been the major problem, thereby creating a yawning gap between demand and supply.
As of today, we have requests over 100,000 people that are looking for mortgages. And at an average request of 7.5 million per request, if you compute, you have a request of over 70 billion. So this is our problem. And we have, as at today, since this program came into being in 1992, we've collected a total of 107 billion from the scheme. And if you add up the total money we have given out as mortgages and the total amount of money we have also given out as estate development loan, you realize that the total is far, far above what we have contributed, what we have collected as contribution from this scheme.
I want to advocate what has been done in other subsectors, such as the aviation subsector and the agricultural subsector, where government has pronounced policies via central bank and other agencies to set aside certain quantum of funds for the purpose of the sector. you can see that nothing of that nature has happened in the housing subsector. And not until we have such policies in place, the issue of shortage in housing will continue.
If you go to other mortgage banks, they will give you commercial rates of mortgages. Therefore, and this commercial rate is like when you receive 20 million for your house, you may end up through this compound interest thing, and the higher percentage of the interest they are charging, you may end up paying another 22 million on interest. So you are buying that house for 42 million. So unless we have the correct mortgage, where it's in a single digit interest, I don't think that is why people are confused.
The capital base. Federal Mortgage Bank still has very tiny sum in terms of capitalization. So we thank God of recent, the mortgage refinancing company has just been established, but just a few months ago that it was launched. Before it really stands on the ground and they get to become active, gestation period takes quite some time.
Against this background, the Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company is expected to synergize with the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria to increase the availability of houses.
The funds that will be provided by Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company is going to be market-driven, and we all know the cost of funds today. Most civil servants and Nigerian workers that contribute to our scheme, they cannot afford rates that are obtainable in the market. We are the only institutions as of today that give mortgage at the rate of 6%, and our construction finance is 10%. So the Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company is going to be market-driven. They will give mortgages at not less than 12, 13, 14, and in some cases up to 15%. So what we are saying is they will still complement what we are doing. Those who have capacity to take from what the market dictates will be able to take from the Nigerian Mortgage Refinancing Company, while those that don't have capacity will still have to come back to us